Well, my name is Zach Northcutt, and I run Upsource PEO. So it's a payroll and benefit company in Oklahoma and New Mexico and Texas now. Yeah. And it was, this was the impetus of meeting with Sean and actually seeing Sean about a completely different issue. And this just kept coming up, and he would not ignore the issue that there's something here that needs to be mined out. Before I saw Sean, I was in an HR career, which typically, that's either a dead-end job or it's a great way to the top. And I was on a slow rise to the middle. So Sean recognized that kind of crux point right there to where something just wasn't going to fit, and it had to be broken and then reformed differently. When I was first launching Upsource, the thing that Sean really helped me a lot was trying to poke holes in things, but then also help me patch them up at the same time. So I would have this idea, here's this company. He says, that's great. Now, when it expands, where are your pinch points going to be? Where's going to be the growing pain? And let's start addressing that now. Let's start building infrastructure so that when it does grow, it can grow cleanly and smoothly. And so him poking holes and asking these detailed questions, because he knows what I'm doing so clearly because he's listening so well, he can actually say, okay, now when it comes time to this part in the work, what happens here if it's bigger? So him doing that helps me to streamline and automate everything before we got big. The thing that kind of makes Sean different from other business coaches and business mentors that I've had in the past was other business mentors were taking their specific perspective and then putting it on top of mine to see if it would work. What I do is rather unique, and the clients I serve are rather unique. So it doesn't always translate. But Sean was able to take not a history of doing things this way, but a history of listening and learning and applying all these different facets. So I get multiple perspectives from one guy. So it's refreshing because I know that person won't be trying to adapt my perspective to his. He's rather using a bunch of different lenses, like a optometrist, really, to figure out, is A or B, C or B, to figure out what works best to help me see clearly of where I need to go next. Work-life balance. Sean helped me so much with the work-life balance because before I saw Sean, I took my candle and I snapped it in half and I was burning all four ends at the same time and running wild. So that's not sustainable, and I was showing physical signs of that not being sustainable. Sean helped me identify just a couple easy things I can do throughout the day. One would be a reset, where my mind is just going and going and going. It's a forced stop. And then he said, let's translate that into the business world. Why are you not doing that in the business world? I'm like, oh. So yeah. So now I take 2 resets a day, and I'm so much more productive for it too. And I'm also coming out of the work brain with not a whole lot of baggage. I'm coming out clean because everything's in a neat little spot. The way that Sean saw my expansion happening before I did is he says, okay, now at what point are you going to hire somebody? And this was before the company had even really had a major client. He's saying, okay, now when is your first employee going to happen for you? And so he actually walked through what is it going to feel like? What's it going to look like? What's it going to smell like even? So where I can start getting like a canary in the coal mine, uh-oh, that time is coming. I need to start looking now. And so actually we did. When I said New Mexico, that we expanded to New Mexico, that's one of my employees in New Mexico working for Upsource. Yeah, so it's just the freedom to be able to say, I'm gonna try that, and then it works because it's sound.